right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is Down for the Count. I am going live on our YouTube channel and on mine so people will know about Down for the Count, okay? Because you got to, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So, today we're going to be covering a couple of topics, all right? As usual, I have the OGs, and Janae is working. So, there's that. I'll bring her in as soon as she can come in. But for now, I have the originals. We got Nicole and Alexis. So say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So today we got a few topics we're going to cover and then we'll get out of your hair. We're going to go over Evil leaving New Japan and I'm going to ask some questions for Nicole because I want to know what she thinks. And I want to pick her brain about this because it's been a hot topic all over social media for some reason when it comes to this man. I know that he's relatively popular in New Japan, but New Japan has never been my strong suit. Okay. So I'm going to ask questions because I need to understand. We're going to talk about WWE UNReal briefly because I have gotten into the second episode. The second episode, lightweight, made me mad. Okay. But I did watch the second episode of WWE Real and the first one. And I got a few questions to ask the girls about that. We're also going to talk about Royal Rumble. We're going to give our predictions. We're going to talk about the stadium they built and how it's pretty much done for now, and the travel issues. Okay, there were travel issues due to the storm and how they were able to work themselves around that. But we're going to get into it. So it's been a little while. It's the first episode back. So, how's everybody doing?
Survived
Never better.
Snowmageddon.
Everybody's doing great. I love that. Everybody in the comments, hello. How you guys doing? Don was the first one. Look at Don's comment. He just
Oh my
hollering
gosh.
in the
I know.
comments. Just hollering. So hello to everybody. OTM versus Dark State is what's on for NXT right now. Love that. Hope OTM wins. Um. Okay. We love Janae. Now, we're going to talk about Evil because Evil has left New Japan and they put out a statement that said that Evil was leaving and that they wished him luck on his endeavors and all that other kind of stuff. This is legitimate. This man has left New Japan. So I have a question, Nicole, because I know nothing about New Japan and I always refer to her because she always knows. Okay. You want to know? She knows.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. I have a few. The first one is, was Evil actually misused? Or do you think that the stable, the House of Torture, had just ran its course?
A lot of things in New Japan are running its course or has run its course. A lot of it is
Mm-hmm.
with their factions, them just like not doing anything like super creative, just like all of them being like recycled, like just basically recycling about what worked really well early on, or
Mm-hmm.
what was their most popular. I mean, I don't really consider him misused in a faction because he was the head of the faction. So I feel like that's
Okay.
kind of redundant. Um, I think in other aspects in New Japan, you can say that he was misused or not used well. I think that also went with him being there for so long. Like he debuted, I think 2010, 2011, and then he's basically been there since like 2014, I think, like 2014 or 15, and then he's been there since. So what, that's like roughly, I'll still count this year because it's been so fucking long, so he's at least been there at least 11 to 12 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, because he was only did like a excursion with the states and in states within the indies, and like 20, like I don't know. I think like whenever he got back in 2014 or 2015, that's like the time frame. So I'll do like a 3 to 4 year guesstimate. So I'll be generous. So 4 years. So you've been wrestling for at least 18 to 20 years,
Mhm.
and 80% of that time is at one place. I think a lot of things can get burnt out, and that's also all the state of New Japan, especially for people who heavily watch New Japan, is just not good. It's been on like a really sad decline for a couple years now. I know they got people back there, like, obviously, oh my god, not Sonata. I don't know. Someone's back there. I'll remember his name in a second. Um, and even he hasn't been able to turn things around, I think, as quickly as they would like to. I just think I think he's just probably like tired. He's almost 40.
Mm.
I think, especially, and this isn't like confirmed or not, even which I honestly think they're still married, but we also know like a lot of like those Japanese wrestlers, especially the women, even with them being in WWE for years, they're still remotely private.
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
we don't know a fucking thing about Asuka. We know Asuka's married and she at least has a child, at least one child. We don't know anything beyond that. And I don't even think we know who Kyrie's husband is. All we
She
know is that
doesn't
she's
take it.
married.
Yeah, yeah. In any picture she takes, he's always not. It's either his face is covered, or you just see part of him, kind of like the
And
girls
she
do
just
they
started
soft
doing that.
launches.
Like we wouldn't have known that bitch was married until she told us, and it was
For real.
literally a picture of her,
Yeah,
and we're like,
Or like,
okay, good,
yeah.
okay, I
or think
guess.
think about
But
it.
so
There was
that's what I'm saying. So people are like, I think I'm like, even if they were like, it doesn't matter. But I can't picture him leaving New Japan and coming to WWE, and with like, and him not, and they're still not, them not actually being married. Like
Mm.
I feel like that's very far, and like the only people that you know, because Shinsuke's retiring at Rumble, I think. Who's
oh,
Rumble? I don't know.
Mhm.
Somebody's retiring at Rumble. Regardless of that point, um, I think it isn't. I don't know. I don't care anymore, honestly. But whoever retires, so let's Shinsuke's probably is gonna retire soon,
hmm,
and that's it. Those are like the sort of, and Asuka. So that's what I'm saying. Like for the people that he would know, and then one of them would be an ex-wife. I can't picture him going if that was an ex-wife. I feel like that's very odd
yeah.
choice. As a human being, that'd be
Okay.
a very odd choice. So
Well,
yeah, I think I don't think he would be booked higher than like a mid card slash higher mid card. That's kind of all he's, I don't want to say that's all he's been, but that's what he's been. He's I think he has a record for the 6-man tag, for how many times he's like held a 6-man tag. So he's like good in that. I don't know how they'll be able to present him, because he's a kind of a little bit difficult to present in even a place like New Japan. And
Mhm.
I'm not saying difficult to present for them, but it was difficult to present to American audiences. Like he still never really got a huge American fan base like a Shinsuke, or like a Okada or anything. Like he still um had like a little bit difficult sort of, if okay, so I will compare it to like a Jay White, because Jay White was obviously over with like a lot of, obviously, the American fan base, and I want to say like the more like European side of that. And
Mhm.
this is gonna piss me off. Oh my god. They're gonna fucking call this match. I'm so pissed off. Oh my god. Anyways, so it was like how it was very hard for Jay White to to connect to Japanese audience. It's the same thing. So I'm am a little concerned about how his he would be presented. because I'm honestly not that much of a. They're starting to slowly fix it, but I am not a fan of how they presented Thomas so far
True.
and Hikuleo
Yeah.
and Jeff Cobb. My
Yeah.
biggest gripe is Jeff Cobb because I was like
Yeah.
I've been a really big fan of him for a number of years, and I do not like how they present him. I think that's just that's my one of my big Road Dog. If I fucking catch you, but I probably won't catch you because it sounds like you're probably not gonna have a job soon anyways.
Oh,
Oh,
Nicole.
that hurt me, and I didn't even do anything.
Alexis, what do you think?
Um,
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
so mad they let this nasty girl back in the locker room.
who's a nasty girl?
Just guess.
Jada?
No.
Oh,
No.
Is this bitch
uh,
singing?
Izzy?
Oh no.
No.
What nasty bitch would be singing and shaking her ass?
Nikita. It's
Oh,
Nikita.
oh. See, if you had told me STDs were about to go up, I would automatically know that was Nikita.
Stop. Stop.
No, Harley saw a picture of her today, and she's like, "She's a wrestler." I said, "Yeah," and she's just like,
Just really feel like you
"Oh,
Are they better not pair her? I'll fight you, Sean.
Who
Nicole's
they paired
fighting
her with?
Pair her with Nikita.
who?"
Who?
standing
Blake.
and checking
Oh,
out.
they better not.
Who else would I be upset about with this?
A lot of
Oh,
people.
well. I mean, you got to get the other hood girl, I guess.
So, like,
That's
the whole thing,
crazy.
I think with Evil, I'm not shocked. I mean, like Nicole said, he's been there for quite a while. He's built up his name there. Started out as the young lion. That little brat ate my sick. Oh my god, never have children. Um, I think he's built his time up over there. If he's married to EO, then I can understand him coming over to the States because, they're getting older. He probably wants to be with his wife. I don't, what they do in their private lives is really none of our concerns. I mean, think about it. For a whole ass, how long Billy Kay or whatever name she's going under, I just call her Billy Kay.
I forget she be having a husband too.
She had a
Because
Yeah.
whole,
I thought she was.
yeah, yeah. Rico
You know who
was,
also has a boyfriend, but I don't think she would post him until like I think they're ever engaged. Is Blake?
mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because really,
I,
Apparently, it's one of the what's his name? Is apparently he's one of Billy Gunn's sons.
oh, for real?
that is very interesting,
That's
actually.
just
Oh,
from what I also once I saw that I said, oh, I see you, girl.
okay, Blake. I'm
I
not even mad at
see.
that.
I was like, I see you. I know what
Um,
music you be listening to.
Billy Kay had a whole ass husband. I didn't know she was married until Rico told me. And I was like, "What do you mean she married?" He goes, "Here," and he showed it. And I was like, "Oh, damn." But she didn't even post a picture till like their first year wedding anniversary or something like that.
Good. We don't need to know that,
Yeah.
man. I
Yeah.
love when I don't know their spouses or significant others unless there's certain people like everyone. I love Kim Orton. I love
Mm-hmm.
to know that she's there and around, so she's fine. Um, it's like I like, and it's like a good little treat, and it's also what I like is that they have something that they can keep for themselves, and I feel like as like a famous person that's obviously very hard to do, and I
Right.
like when they are able to keep that like things about them to themselves, and I feel like that's just really nice to see that
Well,
they have that.
people also have to understand, I'm not trying to say Japanese culture is perfect because there's a lot of shit that they still need to work on over there. But in Japanese society, they are really private people. Like, they they don't, like, you can actually get in trouble for taking a picture of somebody you don't know in a background over there. Like, they're really super private over there. So, and if I don't, I mean, I don't I watch Japanese wrestling. I don't follow it really close, but a lot of the times they don't involve their spouses or their significant others because they just want it to be about whoever they are portraying on TV. So once they get off TV, because Japanese fans aren't like American fans. If they see them eating whatever, they leave them the fuck alone. They don't try to go up there and sit with them. It's a whole different culture over there. So, I mean, good for him. If he's coming over and this is how he finishes out his career, awesome. You just need to do you just need to do good for him because I'm with Nicole on this. If I see Road Dogg, I'll hold him down for you, girl, while you stop. Because that man pissed me the fuck off the other day when I watched Unreal so much.
We'll get to him in a second. So, what do you do with them? How do you book them? I mean, I know he'd be a solid mid card person, but how do you effectively introduce him to American audiences without making him into a weak looking gimmick? What do you do?
His name also, I don't, he has a really good real name. I think it's something, I know his last name, but I think it's like Watanabe. So that's a good base. Because I don't know, I don't even think, would they be able to trademark Evil? Or would that be weird because they have that show Evil?
I don't know.
That might be, because I was like, I don't remember how I don't think they're real funky about trademarks. I think, except for like Bullet Club, but I think hopefully I want Finn to be able to buy that eventually, because I never liked that he didn't own that. And I know he's like very like probably doesn't like care but not care. I think he cares a little bit now once he realized like how it lasts so long, millions and all those millions and fucking dollars that were made off of that. So I would want him to have ownership of that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, what is his, like, that's the person whose name I would be worried. I'm worried about, and I would have issues with if it's something crazy. And usually I don't care. I'm just like, whatever, like it is what it is. Like we'll get used to it. But I think his would bother me. Actually, I know his would bother me.
Okay.
Jada's way better as a face.
Yeah. I told you. I knew it. So we're hoping that with creative we can get something decent. But given what Nicole's been saying, it's interesting. I don't know anything about Evil, so I would have to go and watch some stuff to see. But I'd rather just see what they do with them. All right. So we touched on that. Now it's time to look into WWE UNReal. So without giving away too much, WWE UNReal second season has already gone up on Netflix. All the first half of the season is up. I got to the second episode. I'll post my reviews on my channel later on this week. I'm trying to get them all done so they can all be posted and you can listen to it back to back. I will say this. I feel like when it came to the truth episode, when you talked about R-Truth and you talked about Naomi, I understood that Road Dogg loves R-Truth. I think he truly does. Credit him with keeping him sober. Apparently, he had a drug problem. Didn't know that, but I wasn't surprised. Too many of the men from his era, they were all on drugs, with the exception of Triple H. He kept himself clean. But what baffled me was the way that he went about it. So, to not give away too much, Road Dogg was a part of creative. They all were working towards figuring out how to work R-Truth into the story with John Cena's last run. And this was when he was still a heel. And they couldn't work in a part where our truth wanted to cut his hair, and it just turned into a thing where Road Dogg got really pissy in the meeting and took it very personally that they didn't understand why he wanted to cut his hair. And then they're like, is John Cena supposed to be afraid of him cutting his hair? And I was like, this is a very easy fixable thing.
Those were
What
some
pissed
of the
me
few
off?
times I agreed with like Triple H, and Road Dogg did that quite a few. Well, you're just starting. He does that quite a few, and
Yeah.
you see, especially with that other sorry, my brother, I don't remember your name right now, but our cousin that's ahead of Ron SmackDown right now. Now you wonder
Hmm.
why cousin got the job. Actually, I'm not saying you wonder. You don't wonder why cousin got that job, because that is not the first, the second, or the third time.
Right.
And and it's true, and that's what I give Hunter a lot of shit, and I will still give him a lot of shit, but sometimes he did make sense in there. And it's like, you have to know, which is crazy, because I'm like, you're saying this, why aren't you? That's why I'm like, that's when I knew he had too much to do, because you
I
Mm-hmm.
know
was like,
what
you
needs to
had
be
no,
done,
you
but you
didn't have
got
a
too
plan.
much. Yeah, you didn't. I'll say, but you didn't have also time to help them have a plan, because you got other shit you have to do. So that's why I'm glad they created that role, because obviously it was very needed, and you can tell now, because I mean, it's not all the way there yet, but it's getting together.
I was just like, you did not think this through. I'm like, you can't come to a creative meeting, present an idea, and not have a follow through of how that idea would work. You needed a plan. And you're just like, I don't know. I don't know how to work. And I'm like, this is incompetent. You are incompetent. What do you mean you don't know? Then you get mad at them for not understanding the reasoning. There needed to be some rhyme or reason. But if even if I'm to play devil's advocate, the lack of comprehension in that entire writing room is very prevalent because of how they booked John Cena's heel run. That was incompetent in its
Oh
entirety.
my god.
It
It's a
was
sausage
incompetent.
fest. It's a
The big thing is though, I'll let you get into it in a second. I just want to get this out. The
sorry.
one thing that I want that no, you're good. And one thing that I 1000% expected was competence. You are booking someone who never has been a heel before. He lacked character development. He lacked the ability to keep the audience engaged, except for when he was doing these one time copy promos of the foes where he had any type of engagement. You're having him go out there for 10 to 20 minutes at a time, cussing us out like we're his ex girlfriend. And I'm just like, bitch, why are you so obsessed with me? That's the way it came across. Like, you are living in this dystopian world. Like, please find
Because I
another
was like,
way.
you can go home now. I would actually love that.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you like this is and that was my thing, and I'm like, the reason why it didn't work and the reason why it lacked that nuance is because y'all didn't think things through. And it's funny because you tell Road Dogg, well, there's no reason for our troop to do this. And what is John Cena supposed to be? Scared? Valid point. Okay, that's
Hmm.
valid. But why did you turn John Cena heel and not have a follow through plan with it? Especially when your main plan fell through because you got rid of Travis
That's
Scott
because
because he couldn't cut the mustard.
Mm-hmm.
their issues is that they don't, which I'm hoping they learned their lessons now, which it looked like they finally started to. They never had any backup plans for all their big stories all got messed up in some type of way, and they did not have backup plans for any of them. That's why Jade's run and all that shit on SmackDown was so fucked up, because
Yeah.
you could tell they had no backup plan for Bianca, because they could tell, she's never been that hurt before. She's been hurt before, but they figured
But
like,
never
whatever,
like that.
she'll be back in a little bit. They were not prepared for her to be out as long as she had, so everything got fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's how I knew she was in a lot of storylines, because I said, oh, because I said SmackDown has been is fucked up.
All I have to say
Mm-hmm.
about this is that if you were pinning John Cena's retirement run, and I mean, I know that happened when we were on break, and Tiff's talked about it in her previous lives. If you, if this is the best that you could do for John Cena, and the fact that you got derailed because Travis Scott wanted to be a complete fucking ass and not do what he needed to do and get and whatever, that is a problem because this was so easily bookable. Cena could have been a heel, but even if he finally did, he did get the heel turn, but it means absolutely nothing in the halls of wrestling. Absolutely nothing. Because what was he doing? He, it was bad. And I'm thinking, like, I know you're not insulting me, Johnny boy, because I don't give a fuck about you at this point. I'm more mad that we know AJ Styles is about to retire and that man ain't getting shit. But you can come
To
out
be
here.
fair, he is getting what he wants. Like that, he does. I don't. What I expected for this title run, for John Cena's final run, was what we got in the second half of his retirement, which was 10 times better than the first. And I get it, they were had a plan with the Travis Scott and the final boss shit, but why didn't you have a backup plan? Where was it? Because you're dealing with somebody who doesn't work regularly with superstars. He's not a wrestler. You also are dealing with The Rock, who was doing this shattering machine or smashing machine movie and was going to be like doing global press and trying to push this shit
Because he
out,
thought he
which,
was gonna get an Oscar.
yeah, he thought
Mm-hmm.
he was going to get Oscars and global Golden Globes and all that other shit. But he realized that,
Too many people came out. See, if I was in a project and I knew I was in an Oscar bait, because then people, you're in a fucking Oscar bait film when you, soon as you
mm-hmm,
get the damn script. So
Yep.
when you're filming and you're like, okay, what other movies that are Oscar baiting that are gonna be around at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was like, I didn't realize that. So you had Leonardo DiCaprio. Who else was in the movie? I'm
Michael
like
B.
blank. I'm
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. I'm
You
blanking on,
had
like, Sean Penn is in one of those
Timothy
categories.
Chalamet. Yeah, Timothy
It,
Chalamet.
um, that other Skarsgård. So
Yeah.
my thing. Okay, so people like that, and there's a decent, and then I'm missing like two or three other like famous, like actors. Once I would have saw
Mm-hmm.
them people, I'd have been like, I'm probably gonna cool it a little bit on this movie, because it's not gonna go like, you'll get some nominations, but you ain't gonna get like, I would have been very surprised if he got nominated, but that category, it was too much.
Never no way.
I said there's
So
no way, because there is no one in there who I think, even though I didn't see this movie yet, but I heard is good, but I just know that there is no one in there that they would consider you to be a better actor was, even if that movie was amazing as it is.
fair.
Uh,
Not a single person. Not Timothy Chalamet. Even though I make fun of him, he's a. I used to give a shit because I was like, I don't believe this hype. I was like, this fucking twink.
He's a good actor though.
Yeah,
He's very good.
I kind of started getting it, because what a boring movie that he was in with his ex. It's like King Arthur or some shit like that. Well, I saw Call You
Mhm.
by Your Name, and I was like, I can't judge it. Judge the only person's acting you could really judge in that movie was what's his name? I got himself canceled, Army Hammer,
mm,
Mhm.
because Timothy shot. He's the shock factor. He's just doing wild. Once in movies like that, the one person, yes, they're a good actor, but they're probably good in the movie because their characters just doing wild shit the whole time. So I
Mhm.
was like, you can't count that because he's just wilding out the whole movie. And then I
Like
saw that,
Saltburn.
Yeah. Like you're just
Stubborn.
wild. You're just wild the whole movie. So, and that's what trips people up, and then folks are in other movies after that. They're like, well, they kind of suck. I was like, yeah, because they weren't good an actor. They just did crazy shit, so it masked them not being that good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But that's what. I watched Dune, and it was the
It was
second one.
doing.
I watched the first one. I was like, okay, he's good. And I was like, okay. I was like, I might see it for you, Buki. But it was the second one, especially when he has that when he turns
Yeah.
and when he comes in there and like commands, like I literally I was like I got chills watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
It's very
literally
good.
yeah, because I watched that. I'm so happy I saw that in a movie theater, which I made it a point because I watched the first one when it came like during COVID at home, and I said I am not watching that I'm watching that second one in a movie theater. I was like, and I'm
Mhm.
so happy. But literally chills, like so, and like he was so good. I was like, oh, I was like, I get it, I get it, I get it.
Mhm.
After that, I was like, I get it. And people are like, I don't like how he's talking about how good he is and how great his performance is. I'm like, he should. I ain't see that movie. I probably won't watch this movie because I'm like, he's wild. And I was like, so he's like, he low key went back to like default setting. Like, he is a good actor, but that premise sounds fucking stupid, and premise probably is fucking stupid. And it's because he's playing a character that's wilding. There's wilding out that whole movie. Like that guy's nuts. But he's a good actor, so it makes the movie actually seem better than what it is.
Yeah. It's just like when it comes to WWE UNReal though, to go back to it, it's just this. I felt so bad for
Well,
R-Truth
yes,
because he said
Hale's haircut is horrendous. Who the fuck did that to her?
he said he was so hurt by the conversation. So first things first, let's clear some things up. Okay. So the first thing is R-Truth was not released. What happened was his contract was up, they were renegotiating, and both sides could not come to an agreement on the negotiations. So WWE did a tactic that they always do, which is okay, we're going to let your contract run out. We're not going to renew. And usually that forces the hand of the person that is in the negotiations. But R-Truth, he took it as well. They're releasing me. So then he posts on social media, I've been released. This is what started everybody going ape shit about R-Truth being released. I've never seen a release cause that much of a reaction. R-Truth's release was a masterclass in how you can tell if somebody is worthy or valuable to your business or not. Let's play devil's advocate for a minute. As a business, and when you are dealing with independent contractors, contracts specifically, this is a normal aspect of contract negotiations to let the contract run out and then you go tit for tat to figure out how you can come to an agreement. That is not normal. That is not something evil that WWE does. And I saw a lot of people talking about it like that's stupid. Why would WWE do that? They do it all the time. They did it with Drew McIntyre. This is the reason why Drew McIntyre is champion right now. They did it with Santos Escobar as well. His contract ran out. Santos was like, "Well, I'm fucking leaving," and they were like, "No. We'll have another deal. We'll come up with something. Give us some time." They gave Santos a deal, something that he agreed to and wanted, and he ended up resigning. The
Oh,
same thing
Becky
happened with
talked
the
about it.
women.
I will
Yep,
say,
she said the same thing with her, that her contract was up. She told her, "Hey, I'd like to take some time off, and then we can come back to the table with contract negotiations." Hunter said, "Take all the time you need. We'll come back when you're ready." And if you remember, during that time, everybody was speculating Becky's going to AEW. She's not coming back. And all the whole while, Becky just wanted to go spend time with her child. That was it. She just wanted to be there for her daughter, which fair. She had just had her early on. The girl was very, very young then, and Becky was going strong. This was the height of like Liv Morgan, the start of Liv Morgan's career, of her
Mm-hmm.
real strong singles run was 2024 when Becky left, and that was her last hoorah to get the title back, and she didn't get it back. The point I'm trying to make is I see it from both sides, right? When you talk about our truth is like, I should mean more to you than just numbers on a paper. Okay. I want what I want because I feel like I've earned the right to get it. But I shouldn't just be regaled to, okay, well, we'll just let your contract run out. And if this is what happens when miscommunications come in because you're texting him, we're going to let your contract run out. And that's it. You're not elaborating. And that's why he was able to take it as, okay, I've been released, which is a fair assumption, right? This is how one, you've got to correct your communication on the business side. Stop texting them when they get released. Have the balls to either sit them down or call them on the phone and let them know what's going on. A
I
text
want to know
message
that they
is
start
first
texting
down.
because I used to call them.
Mm-hmm.
He got a phone call. He said he got a phone call. The contract is going to run out, and they were supposed to be negotiating. And I remember him saying he got text.
Oh, yeah, he got texted because he asked them because they had like a live show and then something in like whatever he was on, a Raw or SmackDown, whatever, and they were
Yeah,
like before, and obviously those dates were before. Yeah, they were asking him if he wanted to travel for TV and a live event. And then they said, they're like, no, you don't have to worry about it. So that's why he took it as being released.
release. Which like I said, that is a problem. It's a problem in communication. You should have better communication than that. These are people at the end of the day. Yes, they are cogs in the wheel, but without them, your business does not run. You have nothing going without them. You have to have a better rapport with your independent contractors than this. It should be no way for him to misinterpret anything. Now, the fun part about this was the fans reacting the way that we did because they were so loud and so vocal about him. Nick Khan is the president of the fucking company. He personally called R-Truth and was like, look, we fucked up. We're going to make this right. We're going to go back to contract negotiations. We want you back. We never wanted you to leave in the first place. And Triple H kept saying it over and over again. I know a lot of people were mad at Triple H in this episode, but I was not. And I honestly can say I don't feel like it was anything personal with him with R-Truth. He had to facilitate it the way that it was given to him. I do think though, when you establish a rapport with the independent contractors and you have that camaraderie with them, excuse me, you should be man enough to talk to them one on one when things are not going great in the negotiations, when things are breaking down, because you establish enough of a rapport with them for you to be able to talk to them on a daily basis. They're human beings. Talk to them about these contracts too. Don't lead them to their own devices because they're only going to think the worst. I think that's piss poor leadership skills on
Yeah.
Triple H part. But
Or the
other than that,
people, yeah, like the people, because obviously I don't think he's directly negotiating the contracts. Obviously we know that because that's the whole reason why Jay White is at AEW in the
Mm-hmm.
first place. But whoever does, he needs to do better and making sure that they report to him
Yep.
when there's roadblocks. And then they know, especially if they know that that's somebody that he wants to retain, like actively, like, hey, yeah, let's make sure we get this taken care of. Once you that gets within your like stratosphere basically, and you hit a wall with their contract, that information needs to get told to him and Nick. Like that needs to be like a two Hunter and CC Nickon in the email. I'm talking about communication.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's somebody that again, so I'll who else? This kind of happened to somebody else. Say this happened with I don't know. I can't think of anybody. Okay, CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And you in contract negotiations and you hit a slight wall, you need to immediately tell Hunter.
Which that is what happened. They did hit the wall with him. But
But
Hunter was
someone should
involved
have
with
told
that from
Hunter
day
before
one.
a contract lapse, and all he got to really say is like, "Oh well, I hate my old board Titantron. They need to do something better for him."
Can we just talk about how Michael Hayes needs to go? He needs to go. He needs to be gone like last year. Like I'm so sick of him.
I'm sick of him, but he can still kind of do his job sometimes. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I just
He's
don't
the
like the
one who
shit.
advocated for Jay Uso to get the championship.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like what he was saying about Chelsea Green.
I didn't watch that far, so I don't know what he said.
So I'll let you finish it.
basically in the shortest way possible, he says Chelsea Green is not higher upper card material.
Okay, removing your bias, does he make a valid point?
So I don't think he has a valid point. I think Chelsea is hella entertaining, and I think a lot of that is missing. I'm not a big fan of her wrestling wise, but character wise, she could be a I think she could. I mean, I think she can get the title and then she could be everything Tiffany Stratton was trying to be. She knows how to be annoying. She knows how to rub it in people's faces. She could be a good heel champion for a couple of months. And then when they drop it, they could pick somebody who they're like, okay, we're putting the rocket on you. We want you to be the next champion. You have that person beat
Excuse me.
Chelsea Green, and that person will have the either will automatically be turned heel or everyone will just be sick of her and she would get the biggest loudest pop ever for winning that title.
Um, I
Um,
do, I do understand
I
where you're
think that's
coming
possible.
from. Yeah, I do think
I
that's
agree.
possible. I do understand where you're coming from. Um, I do think he was correct. Um, I don't think he worded it correctly. Actually,
I don't think so either.
I was just on the phone with Rico when I was talking about that because he said he did not like it either, and I was like, how I viewed it as, and which I want to. One of the few old school things I do want to keep. He had that. He is the mentality of like an old school booker
Right.
and how wrestling at its core was booked as and honestly should still be booked as. You're always going to have someone who is like the mid low, like the mid tier, like they're like a mid
Yeah.
tier. They're popular enough that they quote unquote could be a big star, but they don't have necessarily everything for that to be fully, and that's okay because their job is to be within that stratosphere, but they might not touch that star, but that doesn't make them less important within like
Yeah.
the zeitgeist of wrestling. I think a good example of that is the Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that's negative because I was like, I'll use perfect example. If no one, if people, especially if you listen to a while, you should know I love Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite wrestlers. I understand his place at the card, and whatever crumbs or whatever of him that I get, I am happy with it. Like when he was IC champ, I never thought I would see it. Very happy for him. So but I understand what his purpose is as a character and as a wrestler. And I think what happens a lot of times, and this isn't just like this conversation, I think this is with a lot of fans in general, we get so focused on just like a person that we really, really love. And we think, okay, that person, they should have everything. They need to get pushed, yada, yada, yada. When in hindsight, that may not work for them. And that's okay. Everybody can't be fucking Cody Rhodes and Bianca Belair and Roman
It shouldn't
Reigns
be.
or nothing, because if they were, it would be really boring.
Facts.
And it's okay to have that person. I feel like you should have a favorite wrestler that's a midterm person. Like another one that I like really love also, they had a fire um theme, was fucking Billy Kidman.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love fucking Jamie and Nydia. I love Nydia. Don't no one know who the fuck Nydia is.
I
I
I
remember
love
know
that
who
Nydia.
she
lady.
is. I love it.
I
This is
love
why Nicole is the
Nydia.
G.
Oh, love
Because
her
she
so much.
used to be just full on trailer trash.
Oh my god, they were disgusting.
And then
I
she
rem-
got blind and he started
oh my
using her.
god, not the
And he
blonde
started using her
Nydia.
as a no, for real. I used to love that shit. I used to love it. I used to die laughing watching it. And Jamie Noble was just tiny and slimy. He was such a slimy
They
bastard,
used to gag. Oh my god, he used to gag
but
me.
he was
I
so good
loved
at
it.
it.
And they were a lower mid card, lower
Yeah,
tier, but look how
But he
successful
was
he
fucking
is.
entertaining. He was entertaining, and sometimes Jamie Noble stuff was better than the main event shit.
yeah.
I would wait to watch that shit. I'm like, what is he gonna do with Nivea today? What is happening? It
Some
was just
I
ignorant.
good.
Dude, when she got blind and came out with the fucking fur coat, like, didn't they make it where it was like they won the lottery or something like that, and she was
Yeah.
wearing like some fake ass coat? Like, he's like, "No,
Yep,
baby,
because
this
they
is
did a
real
whole
fur."
thing. They did a whole bit with his double wide trailer and how they had got a double wide trailer and shit.
Yeah,
He had became champion at one point. I don't remember
I think he
which
was
He
title
was
he
like
got.
cruiserweight or something.
I think it
cruiserweight.
was cruiserweight. He had become champion. He kept it for a minute. For a minute until like, and then he would like one time he tried to sell her to his opponent. Like Jamie Noble used to be on some bullshit.
He was dirty.
Mhm.
Bullshit.
Dirty
But
Fritz.
I don't think that I understand your frustration with Michael Hayes. I get that, Alexis, but I also if I didn't see that part yet. So I can understand why he would say that, right? But you could have that same argument about the Miz
Mm.
if we're being fair. You could have that same argument about the Miz, and Miz was able to become champion multiple times, and he's the only two-time Grand Slam champion. So just because he said something doesn't mean that it's true in terms of where her art could be. Because I have said this for the last 2 years. She is the type of character that would make you want someone like a Meechin, a BFAB, who is not really over with the fans just yet. But because Chelsea has the title and she's annoying enough and pisses people off enough, they will get over because of her. That's the difference.
Mhm.
So I don't have an issue with where Chelsea is. Chelsea's the type where she'll do whatever because she wants to be on TV. She wants to be seen. She's like, you want to throw me in the trash, put pie in my face, whatever. As long as my check clears and I get to be on TV, that's all that fucking matters to
That
me.
check is
Which
clearing, honey. Brand new house. I said, I know that's fucking right.
and I don't
I said,
blame
you and
her.
Matt is rich.
I do not blame her. They breaking
I did
ground
not know
on
they was that
building their
rich.
shit. They building their shit from the ground up. Okay. So I mean,
I said, excuse the hell out of me.
I do agree. I agree with Nicole that they do need to go back to that booking format because that is where it lacks on TV right now. There's nothing holding the mid card together, and if you, it's like when you building a house. Not to take the pun out of it, but you're building this house and you're starting over from scratch. Right, we're in a totally new era of wrestling. And you just decided to start building the second level without putting no foundation and no first floor. That shit ain't gonna work. That is the very reason why people are tired of the product, why people get irritated, they're having a hard time following things, is because, again, it lacks emotion, it lacks story, it lacks nuance. When you go back and watch the first episode of Unreal and you listen to how they set up Lyra Valkyria and Becky's feud, they did not give that enough time to build. You bring Becky back at WrestleMania. Becky turns on her the next night. What did you think the fans were going to do? They're sitting there and they're like, oh, well, didn't get the response we wanted. And it's like, well, how can you get a response? She just came back from being on hiatus for like 6 to 9 months. What did you think the fans were going to do? You thought they were going to boo her for taking out Lyra Valkyria? No. They love the man. The man is out there beating up on somebody. That's all that mattered. And it was like, oh, we're going to do the betrayal in angle. Why couldn't you wait? You could have set this up so, and what really pissed me off was the lack of understanding for Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
You left Bailey out of the equation, and then Becky's back there. I don't know how the fans are going to react to me. I haven't been around in a while. I was like, shut the fuck up. Are you serious? Are you serious? You have been on TV for years. You have done things that not everybody can do. You have put yourself on the leagues of where all the guys are. Your name is synonymous with theirs. And you're telling me that you didn't think you would get a pop when you went out there. You thought they were going to boo. You can't be serious. Not to mention, they removed Bailey from this altogether for
Yep.
you. That was so you could have a pop. Meanwhile, Bailey put in the hard work the whole year.
Bailey carried that division. Like she
And you get the rewards though. But you get to have the rewards. And she had to sit at home and watch you take her spot. How does that make any sense to anybody? And why couldn't you do this so that everybody could eat? You could have had Roxanne come then. You could have had her show up at Mania to try to help them keep those tag team titles, right? Roxanne could have been out there. You could have kept Bailey and Lyra as the tag team. You could have moved and had Becky come in for the save. She would have got the same fucking pop, the same thing. It would have all worked out. You could have had Becky get jealous that Lyra and Bailey was running around. Then you have her turn on the girl. I don't understand. If I could think of that in 5 minutes, your work, this is your job. This is what you do. And you telling me you couldn't figure that out? I didn't like it. That pissed me off. It made me so angry because I'm like, nobody's asking how Bailey felt. You didn't even put her in the show. She wasn't even there. She didn't get to say anything about how she felt.
Well, I think she finally got to that. She finally. Oh, let's say you're a little bit further. They talk about it more later on, or they circle back, or they talk. I think I don't. It's like they circle back slash they emphasize on it more. Oh my god, I'm sick of them. They keep trying with this man, and it's not working. I'm sick of him. Um. Oh, that eyeshadow is really metallic. It looks good though. Um. It's just it's so stupid. It was stupid. It was low hanging fruit, and then like Becky feels horrible. She like doesn't like really doesn't want to do. They talk once they circle back. Like Becky talks about how she like just didn't want to do it anymore, and she was like, and she's like, I would have felt bad doing this regardless, and still would have been like, yeah, whatever, like okay, like I'll do it. Well, she said, but the fact that it was with Bailey, she's like, it felt 10 times worse.
I don't know that it's I get it because I was watching this thing where Bailey was saying, or not Bailey, but Becky's like, why is everyone calling me Becky Hogan? I'm nothing like Hulk Hogan. And it's like, because of shit like this, you dumb hoe. Like I
I
know
think on the
like
back end she understood, but I don't character wise she wasn't going. You know, she ain't gonna admit to nothing. She's just gonna let that feed into the bullshit. My
I,
apologies. So go ahead.
no, it's just kind of like what were you expecting? And it's like it's I might say something that might piss some people off. It's given me shades of when she came back at SummerSlam and she beat Bianca in like 3 seconds, and then
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't they couldn't understand why majority of people were pissed that she beat Bianca, and I'm like, because we wanted Bianca to win. Bianca's over, and it's just like people with like the whole thing with Becky, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are just mad," and blah, blah. Yeah, because you go out there and you get your ass whooped by a. I'm sorry, the pump handle slam. That is not a finishing move. It's really not. I think that's one of the weakest Oh, that's an idea. Top 5 weakest finishing moves.
I don't
The
know why she
brain.
switched to that because she has better finishers than that.
I liked it when she did the arm submission. Like she does really good
Oh, I hated that
submissions.
arm bar. She had another one that she would do.
But like I don't like it because it's like you're telling me, and this is probably just me getting off course. You're telling me Bianca Belair went almost a year being undefeated. She took out everybody you guys could hand to her. But the second Becky Lynch came out, she hit her with a pump handle slam and she became women's champion. If that was anybody else she did that to, the internet would have imploded. But it's like people are like, "Oh, you guys are just yeah," because that is the second time I ever watched a WWE PLE and I turned it off. That was the second time ever. Because I was pissed. I'm like, I ain't watching the rest of this shit. And it's just like, I don't know. And like I said earlier, it's a sausage fest in there. It's all men, and they don't know how to book the women. And then they find the person who knows how to book the women, but for some reason, they're just kind of like, yeah, you're not going to book the women anymore. And then they do stupid shit like this, like make me care about Lyra Valkyria, make me care about half these women on the roster. Like y'all had everything in Maxine. People were behind her. People were invested in her. And then you give the belt back to Becky because you're going on this European tour. And I'm like, make this shit make sense. Somebody make this shit make sense. I don't know. It feels like I'm rambling.
Personally, I I'll say this. I still don't like it. I'm sure like go into depth later about the because I'm like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in, but from what I saw, I was angry about it. It pissed me off. Um, you got Naomi stuff, but she didn't deep dive into that at all. What we got was basically what we knew was the girls, Sasha and Naomi, did not want to be a part of that 6-pack challenge to determine who the number one contender was. They wanted to be defending their titles. things got out of hand when it was told that they weren't defending the titles. Then, according to the VP back there, they wanted to defend their titles. They wanted to elevate these titles. They wanted to be fighting champions. And they did not want to be pitted against each other, having just won the titles. So, when they could not come to an agreement, she left. They also glazed over that too, which I felt like this is the time to go into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time to talk about it as much as Naomi would allow us to talk about it. To glaze over it like they did, to me, it was just bogus, you know. But it worked out for the best. Naomi had said she felt like her character had needed a shift, it needed a change. She said while she loved being the Glow character, she wasn't afraid to go heel. But I think now the difference is she had a reason to do it. And it felt different because she was different. So that part I enjoyed. I did. But I don't care how Naomi is presented. I'm always ride for her 10 toes down. Don't care. Um, Other than that, we'll talk about WWE UNReal again because they're gonna debut the second half of this later on. But for the most part, they went over Seth Rollins hiding his knee injury or lack thereof, and they talked about other things too. Personally, I don't really care about the knee stuff because I feel like we kind of got the ending of that at SummerSlam. We know that they were lying. I don't need to know how they pulled it off. I felt like they could have glazed over that. They didn't have to go into depth with that, but that's what they chose to do, and that's their business. It is what it is. So now let's get into Royal Rumble, so I can let them go to bed. Royal Rumble is Saturday. Okay, we got a few things to go over. Number one, they built that stadium in Saudi from scratch. Okay, this was what the stadium looked like a few weeks ago. Well, last week, towards the end of the week, from what I understand, this is what it looked like. Now it's fully built. I just couldn't get the picture for it, but it's fully built now. It took them a week. It took them a week and a half to build that stadium from the ground up. Okay,
I told
I
y'all
was
they was gonna figure
shocked.
that shit out while everybody was freaking out. I said, hell
I
no,
was shocked
Buck.
that they did it.
I said I was not because and once they were taking so long, I said I bet you they're gonna do a fake stadium like Mania 3. And then sure
I
enough, and I was like, and especially once I start seeing that big shit, like that big Roman's hand, I said, oh, they're building a fake stage. Love that for them.
Yeah,
But
it's
oh
a
no,
huge
blood money moves
up.
mountains. I knew they was gonna get that shit taken care of. I was not worried
Not the
about that.
blood money moves mountains.
It sure
Jesus,
does.
I
I
mean,
can't with her.
let's be honest. They built that stadium on slave labor and glue. It's probably so many fucking OSHA violations. I honestly, I will be surprised just as quick as they did it that this thing actually survives. Like, I do not have, honestly, I don't have a good feeling about them being over in Saudi Arabia right now at all anyway. I never have a good vibe when they go over to Saudi. Um, but I don't trust that stadium. I think something may happen and people are going to get hurt, excuse me, doing something. I don't
I
know, it doesn't give me good vibes, man.
I've seen them do. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be terribly built. Um, I'm just curious as to how everything's gonna be set up. Do I trust them? I mean, I can't say one way or the other. I don't know anything other than I hope that they didn't cut corners because cutting corners leads to problems. So I'm gonna assume that they didn't. They were able to get half of the stadium up within a week's time. They had it built, the foundation, everything. They were breaking ground around the time that we found out that when we found out they were breaking ground, that's when we found out like Randy wasn't gonna be at John Cena's retirement. They were breaking ground then.
Yeah.
So it was already in the throes of being built by then. So I'm gonna be in the era of the positive side and say I think that they are fine and that
I
it's gonna
mean, I
be okay.
compare it to sort of like just like a festival. Most of
Yeah,
those festivals isn't of just acres. It's just
in the
acres
desert.
of whatever so land, and I think they probably. I think a lot of that's. It looks like a lot of that stuff was already pre-built, like the chairs and all that shit, probably. And
And they
then
just
once
brought it in and
yeah, and then once they flattened the land, they moved stuff out. Um,
mhm.
I mean, and again, like, this is a good example. Like what else I can use this as an example? Like how he better not be. I'm gonna be so mad if he pins him. Okay, he did it. Okay, so I just didn't want Lexus King. Did he? Oh my god, he did pin. I'm so mad. Anyway, so I mean, they do that for like certain F1. They do that for like certain F1 circuits. Like it's not there. Like like the Miami race is like in. I'm pretty sure it's inside like the fucking Dolphin Stadium or
Mm,
something weird. Like it's real weird. Like where that track is, and that's the same thing with like Vegas. Like Vegas is literally it's on the strip. Track is the strip. So and like literally the week before, and they only have because you know they freak out about traffic. They literally only have a week, though, like not like basically like the week before, not even to build that track and the infrastructure and like all that other shit. So like I think it'll be safe. Like I said, it's like I think they're just gonna akin to a concert. I think it's gonna be built well enough for it to hold, but but built so it can take dings. Like it's probably gonna get scratched up, it's probably gonna get dented and stuff. But it's only for like a one use or a one or two time use type of thing.
yeah. There was some weather issues obviously with the storm. It caused some delays in people's flights. Certain people were already overseas in Saudi before the storm hit, and others that were not there had to wait, and they ended up having to take them afterwards. So they didn't fly out during the storms. They had to fly out later. Some people got stuck in airports. Luckily, they were in Toronto for like the full weekend and Monday, and they were able to fly out afterwards. So now, as far as I know, mostly everybody is overseas in Saudi as of right now, or if they haven't gotten there, they're getting there. So hopefully that will keep everything together. There's supposed to be some surprises and stuff in store for the Royal Rumble, but what they deem to be a surprise is just something that we all already knew, which is fucking Jericho showing up essentially. But to round this out, the Royal Rumble is Saturday. It is at 2 p.m. I cannot stress this enough. It is 2 p.m. You will miss it if you do not watch it at 2 p.m. and you'll be mad because the spoilers will be all over the internet. Okay? If you're on the West Coast, it'll be on at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Okay? They usually do some type of replay, so if you don't catch it early, you can always catch it in the replay. But 2 p.m. is when the Royal Rumble starts. There are only two non Royal Rumble matches on the card. There's AJ Styles' match, and then we have this match, which is a championship match. Drew McIntyre is going to face off against Sami Zayn for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Drew's probably going to retain that title. Okay, it just is what it is, unfortunately. Um, And then you have AJ Styles facing off against Gunther, and his career is on the line. From what I hear, AJ Styles may retire at this match. This might be his last, match in the E. I don't know. Um, I generally don't know. I
It's a
would
toss
like for
up.
him to. I would like for him to go out on his
I
own
can't
terms.
picture, but I can't picture him. He signed a contract, so he's in contract. So
Mm,
it's not like he would leave. But I'm like, so is he gonna go to fucking TNA the whole time?
I mean, he
Maybe.
may. Don said he don't buy it. He don't think he leaving. Well,
I kind of,
I mean,
I think, I don't know. I don't know. Because, and then at first, but then I was like, would he really be at TNA for the rest of that time? But then I was
I
thinking, I was
mean,
like, he might, but then I'm like, he actually might want that though.
Santana,
yes,
I mean, Santana posted something with him and AJ like staring each other down, going soon. So, I mean,
he may.
And that's what I really started thinking about. I was like, he might.
here's the thing that people tend to forget. A lot of the guys that built TNA that made it special, the AJ Styles, the Samoa Joes, the Christopher Daniels, I'll even throw freaking Kazarian in there when he was in his younger days, right? Those guys never wanted to leave TNA. A lot of them could do other indie stuff. They could go to Japan. They could do whatever they wanted. They never wanted to leave TNA. When Dixie started bringing in Hulk Hogan and Bischoff and Hogan started bringing all the older guys in, all his friends, everyone who he knows that needed a job at the time. And that pushed those guys out. And that's why they left. Like, um, they don't like Dixie Carter. I read in an interview a long time ago that a lot of them would never go back to TNA as long as she had some kind of control or power in it. A lot of people were saying that the reason TNA plummeted was, and you would think I would be happy that there's a woman on top of things in a wrestling thing, but it's like she made it worse because of her. I could go on a whole tangent, but because of her, they lost their what something was a good thing for them at the time, lost their programming over at on Spike TV because Spike
Mm.
TV because I keep saying here's the thing a lot. Like I'm like nobody knows their shit apparently. Like so when WWE was on Spike TV, this was a long, long time ago. Probably y'all weren't even born yet, okay? But they were on Spike TV. It used to be called the Nashville Network. Oh my God, how do I remember that shit? But
Because we're old.
yeah,
What's
pretty
up with
much.
the Finn Balor package?
So that's when they were doing the Attitude Era. That's when Vince Russo was doing his thing. Apparently Russo pissed off a lot of people in the back zone because WWE was there on Spike when it became Spike. I miss Spike. And now it's like Paramount and there's nothing cool on there. But anyway, apparently the higher ups over on Spike TV didn't like Russo. And they were part of the reason why they told WWE, we're not going back with you. You need to go back to USA. So when when TNA went over to Spike, one of the things were like, hey, you could do what you want. We don't care. We don't want Vince Russo here. And Dixie, being the dumb bitch that she is, because she's a full grown woman still going by the name Dixie, she brings Russo in. And but she doesn't tell the higher ups though. She keeps that a secret from them. And when they find out she went behind their back and brought Russo in anyway, that's why they lost their Spike TV position. Or as the story goes. So, a little interesting food for thought there for you.
It's fine.
I
I
hate,
mean,
oh my God, I hate Thea's hair right now.
I I hope he doesn't get knocked out by Gunther. I mean, it'd just be a notch in Gunther's belt, but I'd love to
He'd
see him
be
and CM Punk go at it again. I
he'd be
do.
even more annoying than he is now.
I mean, it's Gunther. I told you it's the perfect role for him. Now we got the men's Royal Rumble. All right, ladies, it is predictions time. I will allot you two people you believe you will win the Rumble and one honorable mention. So, Alexis, you start. Everybody that's in the Rumble is pretty much everybody that's currently on television with a few little sprinkles of surprises. Okay. Now, you know, Roman's declared, Jey Uso is declared, Penta, Dragon Lee, all of them have declared. Okay. But there will be some, little sprinkles of surprises in there. But you get to pick two people who you think have the best opportunity to win and one honorable mention. And then Nicole, you go next.
Two people who I think. Okay. One of them is gonna be Damian Priest. I don't know why. I just want to say Priest for some reason. I think that would be awesome. The ones I would say would. Y'all are gonna hate me for this, but I got a really nasty feeling in my gut about something. I think they're gonna have Cody win it. I think they're gonna have Cody win it. I want to be wrong so bad. I really do. Damien's like, I don't know. Damien, I just said Damien because I love Damian Priest. I think it would be awesome if he won a Royal Rumble. Because God, we need someone new in the title picture. They got Jacob going up against Cody, which I think is fine. Get Cody out of the picture for a while, build up Jacob, sick his ass on Drew. Like, that's fine by me. Priest just for SmackDown. Cody, I don't know why. But the honorable mention, no, I take that back. I think Finn should win Royal Rumble. I think, unfortunately, Cody might win. Sorry, Priest. I think Finn, this is finally Finn waking up and realizing Judgment Day has done nothing for him. So he's going to come out of there with a Well, no, fuck, he's not even in the Rumble, is he?
No.
I think he's going to be in there. I don't believe that.
He's got to be in it. Because I don't think he has a solo match, and it'd be stupid not to have Finn.
Yeah, he's probably just going to take somebody's place. He'll probably be.
He's going to beat somebody up.
Yeah, he's going to
take R-Truth
up and take their spot.
As soon as
they said that, I already knew that's what he was going to do. He's just going to beat somebody up and take their spot.
So if all else fails, Cody, who I would like to win, Finn, because I think for the past 4 years I have been begging for Finn Balor to win the Royal Rumble because I'm so over him not getting what he deserves. Now, for the honorable mention, this is just for the LOLs, Dominic Mysterio, because at this fucking point, who else we got?
I would hate that.
Who else? Tell me this, because it's the same argument that we've been having about ever since they released the one cover art for 2K26. Who else were they going to put on there that hasn't already been on there multiple times?
Fair.
Why not? Dominic doesn't have to win. It would be funny because while he's doing this, they could have the Cody Jacob thing, keep Cody out of the picture because we know that tour for Street Fighter's coming up soon, okay? So you have that. Just him being an obnoxious little shit, getting jumped for it, because at this point, there's no one in Judgment Day to cover his ass anymore because you got Raquel, Liv, and Roxanne about to implode over there, and the girls be fighting. They don't need a guy involved. I don't know. I just think that would just be really funny. Just for the shit of it, honestly.
A chaotic queen, if you ever saw one. Nicole, you get 2 picks and 1 honorable mention.
Who I think it's either going to be Roman or Obafemi.
Why didn't I think of Oba?
I think it's going to be
Oba
Roman.
did declare.
I don't think it's Cody. I think it might be Roman. I think Oba is a close I think the only person I think it other could be is Oba because of how he's been presented so far.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
those are the only two that make sense to me. Like those are the only two that make sense to me. I don't think I don't think it's going to be Cody because he's made the comment, and this is why Drew also has the title. So he can build himself up the hard way. Him
Yeah.
winning the Rumble, something that he's already done twice, is not building himself up the hard way.
He's probably gonna win Chamber if he wins
Yeah, I think
anything.
that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna that's like how I said, I don't whenever we'll go to the women, why I don't think that person, why I think it's gonna be between these two people because one of them is gonna win the other
Yeah.
in my heart of hearts. But for the men, it's going to be either Roman or Oba. My honorable mention is Finn. I think that's like a real good dark horse pick. Cause like I said, as soon as and Pierce said, "Oh, there's not enough space." I said he's gonna take somebody out and be on it. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear. I want
I
to hear that.
want Finn to win. I want Finn to win. This needs to be the reset. I'm
Yeah.
tired of Judgment Day. I'm sick of it. It doesn't do anything for Finn Balor to be in Judgment Day, honestly. And I'm not trying to shit on Judgment Day just to shit on them and be like, oh, I'm sick of their shit. No, really look at it and think about it. Everybody got an elevation being in Judgment Day but him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that didn't get anything out of it. And to be fair, Damien needed it. Damien needed the reset. Rhea needed the reset. Dom needed the elevation of it because nobody would have cared about Dominic Mysterio if he hadn't have gone full heel and deep dived into it. No one would have cared. So everybody, all the original members of the first set of the second set of Judgment Day, all of them got elevated by being in the group. Hell, even Raquel got elevated eventually. Liv got to be champion for a year because of the group. But it
Mm-hmm.
seems that when it came time to give Finn his time, the group didn't have anything for him. It was nothing left for him. He got the scraps. He got mid card titles. He
Mm-hmm.
got stuck facilitating bullshit for the group, but he never got to hold the prize. So if you ask me, 10 years is a long fucking time to not be champion, especially when you were the inaugural champion. So he's owed that in terms of the Royal Rumble. They owe him that. But there's too much spectacle happening with Roman Reigns, and there was too much nuance and too many cards left on the table with Roman. Roman hasn't been seen in months. Okay? And while this is normal affair, Roman just ain't gonna pop up just to have a one-off match at WrestleMania. So, and they're building fucking Andre the Giant size set props with his glove. It's his fucking glove that they built. This
And it
huge,
was
it's
something else of
huge.
somebody's that they did.
It's so massive. I've never seen that shit before. I'm like, what
I
the
said
fuck are they
that,
gonna do with this?
and I know, which is crazy that I can never even say this right. I have megalophobia, and I would have literally started crying if I saw that in person.
No.
If
You have
people don't know
really?
what that is, it's basically a fear of like very large objects, or you get very like
The
uh
anxiety attacks.
yes, you get very high anxiety from it. So to put in perspective, oh, when did Tatum Paxley do all that? What the fuck is going on?
What
Just
did
let her
Tatum do?
just let
Tatum
her do it.
found Izzy and is going after her.
Good, because somebody need to
I
whoop her ass.
I absolutely I know this shouldn't I shouldn't have to say this, but I just absolutely adore Tatum when she came out with the chainsaw, and you can tell I've been
I knew
having
you was
one.
gonna love that. I
Oh,
knew you were gonna love it.
I popped so hard. I was like, I fucking love this girl. so much. Can I change my pick to Oba? Finn and Oba. Can I change him?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you can change.
we need somebody new. We need someone new.
I don't think Oba's gonna win just yet, but I do think he's probably gonna have a record-setting amount of eliminations. He's gonna have a significant piece in the Rumble, but I don't think he's gonna win. I also believe I agree with Nicole. I do think it's gonna be Roman, but I want Finn to win. Finn is my pick. Roman is my second. My dark horse, because I don't believe that Sammy is gonna beat Drew McIntyre. So my dark horse would be Sammy for him to win the Royal Rumble. But I will leave it as my number one pick is Finn. Roman is my second, and then Sammy's my dark horse. To be fair, Drew McIntyre doesn't go on his hiatus to film for Highlander until May.
I can't
So
believe
keep
he's
that
gonna
in
be
mind.
a fucking Highlander.
He's gonna be his brother.
Oh my god.
That is the part he is playing. He is his brother. So he doesn't leave for that until they don't start filming until May. So
I think Zarya
he's gonna
just
be
turned
around.
real.
Well, good. She should.
Oh, here goes this angry man back here.
Oh Lord. I'm good.
So wait, is he just angry, or is he like Marshall lynching it like he did before?
It's both.
Like nobody, he's both, but like
it's both. We're
gotta
not
have a
going to
reason.
talk about it because we have to ride with them. It is what it is. I just need to see him wrestle, and then that's what I will make my final assessment.
I
assuming
agree.
he can, because I feel like there's no way in hell he would still be working here if he did it.
I have to agree because Booker don't like that nigga at all.
He does not like that man.
He doesn't like
What's
a
he
lot
gonna
of
do?
people.
He's gonna be quiet the whole time again?
I guess.
Like, Booker, you gotta do your job. Like, I hate to sound like one of them, but you just do your job.
He just sat there, bro. I don't know. I
If
feel like
I was
this Rumble
Sean,
is
I would
gonna
have been
be.
cussing your ass out in that earpiece.
What the fuck are you doing?
And if he had that earpiece turned off, I would be yelling at Vic, put your earpiece in his ear.
I'm about to yell at him.
Because Ricky was just sitting on the other side, just cutting up. Nobody was paying him any attention. And I'm like, y'all don't see this nigga acting a damn fool over
He's
here.
just saying stuff. And that's what I'm like, is no one paying? He's just saying stuff and he's posing. I said, is no one paying attention to this?
Nobody was. Nobody. Because he was acting a damn fool. And I was like, please. It's too much going on. All right. So we got y'all got the picks for the men. We got one more pick and then we're out of here. The Women's Royal Rumble is probably going to go up first within the first hour of the show. There's always some type of surprises. You know, people are going to be coming back. More than likely, Tiffany Stratton will make her return in the Rumble. I'm hoping Bianca comes back at the Rumble. But with all that being said, same format, different Rumble. You get 2 picks, 1 honorable mention. Alexis?
Sorry, really quick before we start a minute. I do not want to cut you off, Alexis. I just need to say this again. If Jericho's going to come back, I do not want to hear Judas. If someone cues it, whoever else is in the back, I need you to turn it off and break the wall. I only want to hear that. And I also want them to do the clock while he's counting, because you know how whatever always counts down from 5. I want them to do the millennium clock for the 5 countdown.
So kind of like what they did with Edge. So he gets like his full return moment and everyone kind of stops and looks like, what the fuck?
I don't
fuck. He got that Y2 Jericho thing. He has that Y2 Jericho thing on his Instagram, they said. I haven't
Oh,
been to
good.
his Instagram because I don't like that nigga.
I don't
So
want my
Uh,
How will we
mm,
know that? No one's gonna go to his Instagram.
can you
Don't he
say
got
that
his
twice?
block somewhere?
Uh,
I think so.
Twitter.
No, that's
I
Matt
think
Riddle.
it's
That's Matt
Twitter.
Riddle. That's Matt Riddle.
Oh,
It was
I'm still
Shawn Michaels, but
fucking.
then Shawn Michaels had randomly a lot of people blocked, I think, because
And
he
we
was
heard it
like
wasn't
he
even
got
his
hacked.
fault.
I
Yeah.
think he got like hacked or something.
Yeah,
And
but
we was
why
like, what fuck we do? We didn't do that. Just
then Nicole's like, I'm gonna come after that one-eyed man even more now, or that one
I
eyed
think we
man.
cussed him out on an episode once before and it wasn't even his
I thought
fault.
it.
It
Yeah,
got
I
him.
thought it was because of that. I was like, no, which I'm glad.
I just
But
remember
yeah,
Nicole saying,
I do
"Fuck
not
that
want to
one."
hear Judas.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who suggests shut the fuck up. We need to hear break the wall. It has to have the Millennium Clock because I don't care
Yeah.
because I don't want to care what happens in that ring for one a minute 30.
Mm-hmm.
Half like Alexis said, good point. Do a full entrance like they did Edge. And he
Yeah.
was like fucking 20
Oh,
something and he had a full entrance. You could
yeah.
do the same thing with Jericho, especially if he's 30. You could take your time.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he's 30, you could take your time. We don't need to know what else. He's the last person coming out, so we don't care what's going on in the ring.
And he
Big
needs to wear
facts.
pants. He needs to
I
wear
feel like
pants.
somebody would
Yeah.
tell him to wear pants. We have to remember we're somewhere they're not gonna let him. They're not gonna let they're gonna run a strict. There's one thing about WWE and I don't what no matter regardless of anyone says, and we'll go back on topic. When it comes to appearance and presentation, they run a
Mhm.
strict program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna be not no flyaway like they do at AEW and TNA where they can just, fucking wear whatever and they call it a day and everyone's like, whatever. They're nope. There's a very strict
Plus,
program.
they're gonna be in Riyadh.
Because
They
you
have a
gotta
little
go.
leeway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I
he's a man. He's not going to have any issues in Riyadh. But
no, I
as a
just don't want to.
presentation, like on your comeback, they're going to be like, oh, hold on,
Jiggling.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Everything jiggling and moving.
Look,
Well,
Mhm.
you've seen the only recently ish thing I saw, I think it was like a month and a half ago. He like lost a significant amount of weight.
yeah, because NBA
Really?
Twitter about to tear his ass up if he shows up at WWE looking like that.
I was like, what? He
Dr.
looks like
Zorberg got to get it together.
he at least dropped at least 20 to 25 pounds. I'm being completely serious.
Well,
He
you know
looked.
No,
what?
I.
Good for him, but he's still a piece of shit. So that's my
I
opinion
mean,
on
if he
Jericho.
dropped the weight and he's happy and healthy, fine. I
Yes.
don't really care what he looked like, honestly, because I don't give a
I
fuck about
only care
Jericho.
about me. If I have to see him there,
Mm-hmm.
I just need, it needs to be break the wall. I don't want to see no other bullshit. We're not doing this. Stick to the program. What's his
Fair
theme
enough.
song sound like? I probably should be listening to this. Oh, this is
All
ghetto.
right. So we
This
got
ghetto
the.
ass theme song.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. It's just the way she fucking said it.
She's so ignorant, yo. Her
Ghetto.
brain be firing on all cylinders all the time.
Damn
You
Scorpios.
gotta love it, though. You gotta love it.
I
All right,
do.
Lexus, you got your 2 and your honorable
Okay.
mention.
Okay, this is just gonna be pure chaos fluid for the women. Okay.
Oh shit.
So Io and Rhea are out of the equation for me because they're in the tag division, which is I'm absolutely fine with them being there. They both don't need to be around that title till about maybe give it a good 6,
Booker's
7 months.
talking, so he must have got cussed out.
Okay.
So like good 6 or 7 months, they can stay in the tag division. They can have a cute little feud if they need to. Um, one of my girls, and I can't believe I'm doing this. I pick Liv Morgan. Mainly just because this could be perfect. Because if Dominic doesn't win and she wins, she could hold that over his head. But then at the same time, you got Raquel and Roxanne, which I think Roxanne's going to do great in the Rumble again this year. There's no, don't have to worry about her. I don't think she's going to win just yet, but I think she'll be one of the final four again.
I think she's
But
gonna get thrown out by Liv Morgan.
that's what I'm thinking. So then you have this jealousy brewing, and when Liv goes to get her WrestleMania moment, even though the home wreckers, the family wreckers talking about family and all this shit, Roxanne and Raquel causes her to lose the title. Strictly just chaos food.
I would love that.
That would be such karma retribution. And it would only help if Rhea Ripley came out laughing her ass off, clapping at it. Just be like, this is what you get for being the bitch that you are. Like that kind of thing. Second, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Just because it would be, if it's done correctly, it would be done on accident and it would be so funny. Chelsea Green.
I would scream if Chelsea wins.
I would die fucking laughing. Like you I'm not gonna watch it.
She was a maybe last year.
Yeah.
She was the backup person.
No, for real, she was.
So
I low-key, especially because I am very upset, and I will be upset about how Charlotte was treated, and I will never let y'all forget that. Just because just to spare that vitriol for Charlotte, I wish they would have just done that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because all of the nasty things that came at Charlotte's way, especially after so long of that always happening to her, I would have rather honestly Chelsea have won that in hindsight.
Yeah.
If it was that close of a decision, because it seemed like it was a very close decision, I wish they would have just went with that.
Yep.
I mean, I think so. Like that.
Thrown? Oh no, I thought he got thrown into Booker.
So I'm going to pick Liv Morgan and Chelsea Green just for Chaos Agents. And then for my wild card, who should I pick for my wild card? That's a good thing. I feel like wild card should be like somebody we're not, you know what? 2026 has already started off fucking weird. I'm going with Natty. Like the new Natty, not the old one, the new one, because she legit kind of scares me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Then nothing about Natalya scares me. Nothing.
Character-wise,
the promo she cuts Monday, I was like, okay, girl. Whatever.
To answer that question, he does wrestle very well. It makes sense.
Okay.
He's crazy, but he's
so he got one little box ticked. Got it.
He's real good.
All right.
He's athletic. He seems like he graps. Like he's a grap. So
okay.
you know they love the people who can do the graps. He's like a mix. He's like an early mix of like an Oba for like power wise to like, I don't even want to say like sort of like a Chad Gable.
Oh, so more traditional style.
Yes.
Okay,
that I can get behind.
You about to kill Andre Chase. Oh my god.
I already knew that was happening. Poor Andre. He
they need to call the police. Like,
why are we calling the police? Is someone get jumped in the parking lot at NXT again?
No, they have a match, but Keanu probably beating up on Andre Chase.
Yeah.
Okay,
he messed up.
Who is this? Is Keanu the white boy that I keep seeing?
No.
Who's that white boy then?
Keanu. It might be one of
It's
the
probably
Vanity Projects
Shiloh
or
or
Sean
something.
Legacy. It could be Sean Legacy, but I don't know who you're talking about because there's a lot of white boys. But it could
Yeah,
be Sean Legacy or one of the Vanity Project boys you could be talking about.
I think it's
Um,
the Vanity Project thing.
mhm,
I'm been
mhm.
really shitty with names lately, so God forgive me. I'm sorry.
No, because I don't know their names either. So
Oh my god, I do not want to hear nothing about
Alexis
some
knows their
TV
name. I mean,
show.
Nicole knows their names because she likes them, but I
I do
don't
like
watch
Vanity
them
Project. I want
because
because, but I
Vanity
watch
Project
Evolve.
they make me feel icky because they look like little boys, and I don't like that. So I steer clear of watching them. I have noticed though that they have been hitting the weights, all three of them, so they have bulked up some. But
They
I don't
remind
watch
me.
them
They
for that
remind me
reason.
of like my Percy Jackson kids before they like became teenagers.
Okay.
That's how I view Vanity Project. I'm like, oh, look, those are my kiddos. They're kind of bad, but it's okay. They're learning. They're kids. They're
Yeah,
learning. That's how I view
they
them.
got
So
they have that fun villain personality that
yeah,
I don't mind. It's like very frat boy, but when you really listen to them, they're kind of dumb. So it's not
oh
bad.
yeah.
It's
There's not a
interesting.
light on in either of those homes.
Yeah,
Right.
they're just dumb.
There's
They're
there's
just
no
dumb.
lights on.
So
Um, for mines. Um, so mines are. It used to be. So my honorable mention is AJ Lee. I know this is gonna shock people because I was
Oh,
really gung. I was
I
really
forgot about
gung ho on this
AJ.
lady for months.
Mhm.
She moved to my honorable mention because I also feel like it's gonna be Liv.
Yeah,
I'm not mad about it because I feel like she's gonna turn regardless because I think a lot of people keep thinking it's going to be Liv. I do think Liv is gonna throw her out
yeah.
of the Rumble, but
Mhm.
I think how she's gonna view it and how she's gonna feel like is that she really does like Roxanne, but she's like, hey, like it's like a every man for himself.
Yeah,
Like if you did that to me, like okay, like whatever, yeah, I would be mad about it, but I would expect it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she would do it as like a backstabby. It's like, hey, like I see my opportunity, I'm gonna do it because I have to look out. Like I need to give myself this opportunity, type of thing. But I think since her and Raquel have been so weird, and I think something is gonna happen with Raquel, I don't think she's gonna win that belt off of Stephanie either.
no, she's not winning.
I don't think she's gonna win it, and then that's gonna have Raquel and Roxanne look at her funny and end up turning on her. So I think it's gonna be Liv, and I think it's gonna be a catalyst for her to turn face because as she should, because she needs to be a face again.
Yeah.
Um, but my second person is Bianca. So those are my two
Ooh,
people
child
because whoever doesn't win one is going to win the
is gonna
other.
win the other. Yeah.
I low key would rather it be Bianca because I don't think people wouldn't be mad at it.
No, and live when in chamber would
Yeah,
be a
it
little
would
bit
be a
more
different,
interesting.
even though she would be another two-time. I don't think people would be mad about it like they were with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, but yeah, I
I
that's what
I
I
agree.
think.
I'll never let
Yeah,
them live down on that shit either.
that's why I think it's going to be beyond. It's I think as soon as if we see her, I think she's gonna win it. And then I think Liv will probably, and they'll probably have something else to create tension in um Elimination Chamber, or you can have all three of them bitches in Elimination Chamber and they turn on her.
Yep. 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 Roxanne and
But
what's the name? Turno live right there.
yeah, or she wins and then they come back and she thinks that no, yeah, like like them other two bitches get eliminated and then they come back and she's like, okay, like, she's like, okay, thank, like, yes, like, we're all celebrating, bitch. And then they're like, nah, not you, you're not with us. And then they turn on her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be Liv Morgan too. I think she's gonna win. I do think that Bianca is a good pick um, for the girls, but it is anybody's game at this point. Storyline wise, it would work.
Which I
Jade
like
needs,
that.
yeah, it's anybody's game. You really don't know who's gonna win. Even for the men, it's quite the toss up because LA Knight could come back and actually be the one to win the Royal Rumble. You
This is
never
true.
really know.
Because a lot of these
So
people are getting brought back to TV. You know,
yeah,
they
so
start telling people Ultimania, like I used to say that with fucking Carl Anderson and what's his name? I said as soon it would be this again around
Gallows.
this time. I said, "Up, they're gonna."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "I'm telling y'all, they're gonna tell the Good Brothers to pick up the come to work." And sure enough, a
Yep.
week or two later,
Yep.
we would see them, and then they would
Here they
disappear
come.
again a month or
Yep.
two after Mania.
She
It's
was right.
fucking it would I'm dead. It would be like clockwork, and this is what's happening.
Yeah.
So we have what's it called, like you said, like Chad Gable's also coming back. Like there's a
He's supposed to come
lot.
back too.
They're telling people Rusev is also apparently getting brought back to TV.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they're all probably going to be in the Rumble. And so, like I said, you really don't know whose game this is. You don't really know who's going to win. And I do like that aspect of it. I do enjoy that. My dark horse for the women. I don't know. This is harder on the women's side than it is for the men.
Because there's so many. I think this is the first time in a couple years where
There's a
there
lot of
wasn't
options.
there no
Mm-hmm.
that there wasn't so many options, because there's a lot of options for both sides, and
Yeah,
you don't know which direction it's going to go, even though we're like,
yeah.
it's probably going to be so and so, but they can choose not to fucking do that though.
No, it's true. It's true. I just don't know. I'm gonna leave it at Liv and Bianca. I think those two are the safest picks, honestly. I don't know where else it could go from there. To be fair, if I was a betting person or if I was really doing it and being like, this is how it should go, the last two rumbles, Liv Morgan has been one of the finals in those two rumbles.
And she's
Last
never checked the one. She was
one of
one of
the
them.
she
She
was
was the
one of it was
final
her and
two.
Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was her and Rhea. Then that year Rhea won. Then that next year she was in the final.
She was in the final
I want
three
to
or
say the
four
final
because
three.
it was her, Raquel, and Jade all were out, and then that's when
Eliminated together.
they were like right after. Well, someone got eliminated right before, but then the
Hmm.
other two sort of like right at the same time. But they had that shot, which I really like this shot because they pan to every single one of them that didn't. I don't remember who won that year. I think that was when Charlotte won.
Becky. No, when all of them got eliminated in there, and all six of them were outside of the ring, and then they ended up going to Chamber that year.
Yeah, so that was last year because that was the year Charlotte won. Because Raquel just broke that record.
Why do I feel like
It,
that year they went to Chamber was when they went to Australia?
no, it was last year. They were Chamber and Perth was 2 years ago, because that was when Tiffy first got that real big pop, and that's when they really
Yeah,
started to push her.
yeah.
So that was 2 years ago.
Jesus.
So that Chamber was 2 years ago, but this Chamber this Royal Rumble I'm talking about was last year. because it was, I think Liv was like the third person eliminated. It was, I forgot, I think it was Jade and then Liv, and then the final two was and um Roxanne and Charlotte. And obviously Charlotte won, but the other two girls were still outside the ring.
Damn, I thought that all of them got eliminated at one time and they were all fighting each other.
No, that was
What?
like a couple. That was like a couple years ago. Someone did kind of win. Like I feel like no. Aunt Becky didn't win. Somebody did win like that though.
Was it Bailey?
I think it was Bailey.
That was the year Bailey won.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't.
I,
Because
I I don't remember this stuff. You're a better wrestling historian than me.
well,
I don't hell no.
I remember specific things that I
Yeah.
cared about. I cared about. I like if I enjoyed something or I really cared about storyline or really like. So I will remember that place and time. That's why I specifically remember that SmackDown, and I specifically remember certain Raws.
Yeah.
There's only like two like Raws that I significantly know. Like the one is like, which I don't know why everybody was fucking making such a big deal that Hunter was on this cover. I was like, you know how fucking over Triple H was during the Attitude Era? And I
But
was
real
like,
talk, that's not even the
when he
standard
came
cover.
back, in that freaking jean jacket outfit, people lost their minds.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
People
They
were that's one of the Raws I specifically, people were losing their fucking mind.
that was
Yeah.
one of the loudest returns on Raw. That is second to when Stone Cold came out and helped Mick Foley win the WWE title back in the day.
Yeah. Like that's it. Like that, and like that's what people are like. Oh, you don't in there. I was like, you're 12 years old because you have no idea. I said because Triple H used to have motion back in the day.
That's facts.
So I was like, that is one thing. I said that is one of the few things I will let that man have. I will let him have that because it's like I ain't really thinking is a shit too much about that anymore. But anyways, yeah, I remember specific things. The reason I remember that because I was like, dang, Charlotte won. And no, because I was so upset because I was like, I wouldn't be mad if Charlotte won, but I would love it Roxanne won. I was like, I would so love it Roxanne won. So that's why and I remember their eliminations because every person that they showed, like in that other shot, that didn't win all were in all the ladies that all the ladies that were eliminated that they showed a camera to were all in the elimination chamber.
They were, every one of them.
So I always really like that because that's I like how that's specifically tied, and that's why I like really also like that elimination chamber because I felt like that makes sense because I felt like if you're going to book something like elimination chamber and not have qualifying matches, you should have something like this. Like this is your reasoning. These so and so ladies were the at last X amount of people besides the Rumble winner herself,
Right.
they deserve to be in elimination chamber. You're like, you know what? That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They might give this belt to this angry nigga. They have him standing tall.
Oh my God.
Oh, you know,
Jesus.
Sean love him a black champion, so that might happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna be like,
Chamber and Saudi was like
whatever.
3 years ago. Oh yeah. Okay. So y'all got our predictions, right? Y'all know how this goes. Like I said, Royal Rumble is Saturday. It's at 2 p.m. I hope you guys enjoy it. I might not go live after that, obviously, but next week we'll come back and we'll talk all about it just like we always do. as always, if you have anything you want us to cover, make sure you send us a message over on our community tab on YouTube. If you are over on Spotify listening to this, then you can always just send us a message. We get all the comments. We read everything, or at least I try to read everything to make sure the girls know all about it. So if you have a topic you want us to cover or anything you want to know, just shoot us a message as always, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.